What's up, everybody? How's it going? Austin Prechtel, Prechtel Elevate Performance, coming at you live today. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope everybody had a great, holiday yesterday. Memorial Day was going on in the U.S. And yeah, so hopping on here, going live briefly. Honestly, feeling a little under the weather today, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Still getting work done, still putting that work in. And yeah, so as you guys are tuning in, let me know how your day is going. Let me know how your Memorial Day was. And before we get this thing started, I'm just going to be talking about, maybe you partied a little bit too hard yesterday. Maybe you had, too much to drink or too much to eat, good snack foods and things like that. Um, and so I'm going to talk about how to get back on track if you're worried that you've kind of fallen off the wagon. And so, yeah, so we're going to get this started. And if you guys don't already know, I'm also streaming this on Clubhouse. Clubhouse. I don't know if you guys can see that with the screen. Clubhouse. Um, Feel free to join on that and to follow me on there because I'm going to be doing my lives every single week on every single day that I do lives on here. I'm going to be doing them on Clubhouse as well, which is basically, if you don't know, go look up the app. But basically, it's just kind of like an audio version of being able to have chats, and then ideally, I'll have people join in live after my lives like this are done. I'm going to be going into the Clubhouse app and like just chatting with people, answering questions. Sometimes it'll be like a question of the day based on the podcast or not the podcast, the live that I do, the topic. It'll be cool. It's just a cool way to get to know each other a little bit better and for me to help you guys out even more in depth in, a vocal way. So it's more like a two-way conversation rather than just me talking at the camera. So, yeah. But other than that, let's jump into it. And also, I guess, lastly, right before I do this, if you're watching this at a later time, make sure to give this a like, hashtag replay, so that way I know that you saw this. But yesterday we celebrated my son's birthday. It was awesome. It was a great time. Today is his actual birthday. He's turning 3. I'm super fucking excited. Very proud papa moment. I love him so much. And yeah, we had a really good time celebrating with friends and family. It was just a good time. Getting to see people, getting to enjoy you know each other's company and just seeing him interact and having fun with other kids was just a really cool time. So, but yeah, let's jump into it. So, a lot of people, like I said, you guys might have had a little bit too much to drink. You might have partied a little bit too hard yesterday. You might have, ate some stuff that wasn't exactly conducive to your goals. But at the end of the day, whatever happened yesterday is in the past, and so that's going to be my first point today. Is whatever happens in the past, like whatever happened prior to this very moment, does not have to impact present or future moments. It really doesn't. Because a lot of times what we end up doing is we get stuck in our heads. Oh, I screwed this thing up. Oh, I ate something I shouldn't have done. Oh, like I'm a failure. Like, blah, 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 blah. And you get in this negative headspace and you basically screw yourself over in a lot of ways. You self sabotage because self sabotage is super common with a lot of people. And when we self sabotage, what ends up happening is we almost create this like self fulfilling prophecy for ourselves where, I'm such a failure. I screwed this up. Blah, 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 blah. And you start to believe that voice that you actually did do that. And then what ends up happening? Well, you screw yourself up and you do end up doing all those things that you said that you were and that you are and things like that. And so the first thing is like be fucking nice to yourself. Like be nice to yourself. Like don't be a jerk to yourself. Like be kind. Like give yourself grace. Forgive yourself. And this is the key. Move on. Like again, move on. Like it does not have to impact yesterday's mistakes don't have to impact today and tomorrow's future, right? So that's the first one. The second one, like that I want to say is like, go get a freaking workout in. Like, go get a workout in. Go get a run in. Like, get back on top of your nutrition. Like, just like start back where you like left off. Like, just get back at it. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I failed. Like, why does it have to be such a black and white thing? Like, being in that all out mindset is what's screwing you up a lot of times. Is just like I'm either a great success and I'm perfect, I'm awesome, and I'm such a fit person. I'm in the best shape ever, and blah 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 blah. Oh, but I had a Twinkie the other day, so that instantly makes me a complete and total failure. So, I suck and I'm, a big failure. And so I was just checking because I see I got some comments here. They're not showing up. Hey, Kristen, how's it going? How's it going? Um, and so, yeah, so now I can see the comments. But, a lot of times people feel like they're just like a big failure. They feel like they're like, like because they did one thing that's not in complete and total alignment with their goals, that they're instantly not that person anymore, which is like the furthest thing from the truth, because we all make mistakes. We all do shit sometimes that isn't conducive to our goals or isn't like the healthiest thing for us to do sometimes, and that's okay, right? Like that shit happens. But by being in this like box, or putting yourself in this box where you're either a success or a failure, you're gonna be a failure way more often than you'd like. So just accept the fact that there's gray between the black and white. At the end of the day, like, yeah, Kristen, feeling attacked. I know, hey, like shit happens sometimes, like, and that's okay. Because like I said, like, and it's hard. It's hard to retrain your brain or retrain your mindset, to not do that to yourself after like you've been raised to do that and you've been taught, like, especially like with school and stuff. It's like you either pass or you fail, like that kind of thing. Like focus on the fact, like, if you got a report card, it's not, you're not going to get an A plus or an F, right? Like sometimes, I mean, you might get some A's, right? That's awesome. But there's going to be some C's and B's in there too sometimes. And that's okay. As long as you're getting like a passing grade in the long run, you're going to get to your goals eventually. So, not being in this like success failure mindset, that's also so important for so many people to get out of, because you're never going to be perfect. Like I'm just here to tell you, like perfection is like it's not reality. It's a facade. And people who think that they're perfect, like I hate to break it to you, but you're screwing up on a lot of stuff probably. And what ends up happening is you end up burning out, or you end up hitting this, like you either don't do things because you're afraid of actually like failing at them or not being good at them, and so you miss out on a lot of stuff, which that doesn't sound like success to me in the long run. Perfectionism is an oddly like imperfect thing that people feel like that they're being perfect at. It's weird. And so yeah, get away from that mindset. And then honestly, like I said, like go get a workout in. Like go get a workout in. Get back on track with your nutrition. Just like start like as if like yesterday didn't happen, because it doesn't have to impact like what's going on right now in your life in this day. And going and getting a workout in will come well, a lot of times like relieve some of the stress of like feeling like you're like screwing up. It's like okay, I'm back into my equilibrium, back in the zone, I'm back into the swing of things a little bit. And that can go a long way, right? So like just go to the gym, go get a freaking workout in, go break a sweat, like get moving. And if you did end up, drinking or eating a lot of like really high salty foods, guess what? The scale is going to be off. It's going to be really off. Like you're going to like it's not going to say what you want it to say. So maybe don't check it that day. Maybe get back on track and wait a couple of days and make sure that you're back on track with your stuff. Drink plenty of freaking water, because whenever we drink alcohol or whenever we eat a lot of high sodium foods, what ends up happening is we hold a shit ton of water weight. And maybe you overate too. Like you're gonna have a lot of excess food in your body that wasn't there previously compared to what you normally eat in a day to day. And if that's the case, guess what? The scale is gonna be like a couple pounds heavier, probably, maybe even more, on a day to day. Like the scale can fluctuate a shit ton, especially if you're not doing, exactly, what's conducive to your goals, right? Like, I mean, sometimes after a holiday or something like that, the scale for me will be like 8 pounds different. It'll be like 8 pounds different. And then 3 or 4 days later, it'll be down a pound from the day before because I got back on track. Like one day messing up does not impact your like your weight as much as you think it does. Like your actual weight. Like you don't put on a shit ton of fat in just a single day. Like you don't. That's not how it works. You would have to eat so much. Like I'm talking like shoot, like probably like 5 or 6 thousand calories in a day, like just for that to even have a chance of happening, right? And the reason why, but what ends up happening is your scale goes up, and then you beat yourself up, and then you fuck up even more, like because you're calling yourself, because you're making that self-fulfilling prophecy a reality because you're being mean to yourself and because you're being a jerk to yourself and because you're staying off the wagon. You're choosing to stay off the wagon because you're beating yourself up so much over it. So like at the end of the day, just start doing what you were doing before that day happened. Like, right? It doesn't have to be success or fail. It doesn't. And the sooner that you start to recognize that and implement that into your own fitness journey, you're gonna be so much fucking happier at the end of the day, right? You're gonna be so much fucking happier. And so yeah, do that. And honestly, like I said, learn from it. Consistency will win out over time. It will. Like I'm telling you, it will. Like I'm living proof of it. Like so many of my clients are living proof of it. I enjoy pretty much every major holiday like out there right now. Like I enjoy all of them, and I'm still making progress towards my goals. Maybe I'm not going to get there a week before I could have if I was completely perfect on everything. But guess what? Who the hell knows? Maybe I would have gotten so stressed out and and mentally would have been just like fuck, like I want to eat these foods. Maybe I would have binged. Maybe I would have binged, or maybe I would have like said screw it and quit my diet entirely or something like that if I didn't have that like little break that I gave myself. Yeah, it might take a week longer, but that's better than setting myself back a month or quitting entirely, right? That's why I love flexible dieting so much at the end of the day. So, at the end of the, like it only becomes a big deal if you let it become a big deal, and it only becomes a big deal if you let it become like it only becomes a long-term issue if you let it become a long-term issue. So, the sooner that you get back at it, the sooner you're going to like start to like make progress towards your goals again. It's easier said than done sometimes, but like once you start to actually like sit back and think about it and be like, this is kind of dumb that I'm making myself feel bad about like enjoying like a holiday with my friends and family. Like, when I could just literally get back on track right now. Like I can do that right now. I can think about anything that I want right now. Like you can. Like the mind is a very powerful tool that sometimes puts itself in a box, or or makes itself think that it's like in this like prison of sorts, but it's not. Honestly, like you can, go do exactly what you want to do, even though you may have done something the day before that wasn't conducive to your goals. So that's all I got to say for that, though. Like at the end of the day, like you just it just comes down to practicing this stuff. Like mindset wise, like it's just a skill. Everything is a skill that can be learned. And learning how to get back on the wagon that much faster. It's a skill, and every time that you do it, it gets that much easier. Trust me. Like 3 to 5 years ago, I wasn't as good at getting back on the wagon as I am right now. Like I was better than average because I'd still been doing it a lot for like 3 or 5 years. But it's so much easier for me now that I've been doing it for even longer since then. So it is. You just get better at it as you go along. And yeah, so just keep at it, stay consistent, and you're gonna get to your goals. So other than that, that's all that I really had for today. Yeah, don't beat yourself up. I hope that you enjoyed the holiday. And I hope that you're getting back and working towards your goals again. But for those of you that are watching right now, if you don't have a clubhouse, let me know. And if you want a clubhouse, because it's invite only for the app, let me know. I think I have like maybe one or two invites, and I'll add you. If not, try and figure out how to get an invite, because I'm going to be doing like basically like open discussions on that app with people who tune into these lives. So that way you guys can pick my brain about stuff. We can chat about kind of like the podcast. Keep calling it a podcast. I'm turning this into a podcast. My lives, I'm going to be turning them into a podcast in the month of June. That's my goal. So I'm pretty excited about that. But so that way you guys can, join in, and like we can kind of shoot the shit and talk about your goals, talk about some things, that are, on topic with the live for that day. And I just think it'll be a really cool way to get to know each other a lot better. Kristen, Clubhouse is an app. It's on Apple and Android. It's kind of like this, almost like a lecture hall type of style of app, where it's like it's all audio, but when people can have the opportunity to like quote unquote raise their hand. And when they raise their hand, I can bring them to the stage. And so I can have like 4 or 5 people on the stage. I can unmute people that, raise their hand to speak. When the timing is right, they can, say their piece. They can, talk about what they enjoyed about these lives. They can ask questions about these lives. I can ask you guys questions, things like that. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. I've been using it now for about a month. I've just started to get into the habit of implementing it with my lives on here, just because I want to, I think it's just a great tool and resource to connect with people and to help people out even more so than I am right now. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And if people just want to listen, there's the option for that too. You can just kind of sit quietly in the crowd or however you want to, whatever you want to call it. But it's pretty cool. So it's a really cool app. So follow me on there if you have Clubhouse at Practelevate, and I'll make sure to add you back. But yeah, other than that, everybody, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I hope you had a good holiday. Stay tuned. June is going to be a very, very big month. It's going to be a very expansive month in a lot of ways. I've got a lot of things planned. Just as like a heads up for those of you that are tuning in right now. One, if you're watching, let me know your number one takeaway. Two, you guys get to know that I'm going to be not only, I've kind of announced it before, but I'm going to be turning this into a podcast. I'm also going to be releasing a new line of merch. I'm currently in discussion with some graphic designers to get that sorted out and to get some. I've got some cool concepts and ideas that I want to put to cloth, I guess, that we're going to be bringing out and rolling out. And then also, I don't know if I should tell this or not yet. It's going to be a surprise, but yeah, I guess if you're watching right now. So I'm planning to expand my team more so than it already is. Like the business is growing bigger and bigger. Like it just seems like every freaking day, every single week that goes by. And so I'm going to be bringing on another coach, and I'm going to be creating a wait list for myself, for those of you watching right now. I've got a specific number of spots right now that I'm going to be accepting clients for. And once that has capped out, once I've reached that limit, that's going to be it. So either I'm going to have a wait list, or either the wait list is going to get here by July, I'm going to implement it, or if those last spots fill up before then I'll implement it sooner. But I'm going to be bringing on a new team member, and so that's going to be happening. If someone who is interested in the line of work that I do and what I do, feel free to send them my way. I haven't made any final decisions yet on hiring anybody yet, but it's going to be it's going to be awesome. The business is growing like crazy, and I'm trying to keep my head above water as it is in more ways than one. But it's an amazing challenge. It's an amazing opportunity to be in the position that I am right now, and helping a lot of people, and potentially bringing somebody on. Not potentially, I am going to be bringing somebody on to help them learn how to do what I do, and to help further my, I guess, mission of creating this like empire of positivity and just sustainable fitness and nutrition for folks. So yeah. So that's going to be happening. More details to come out on that. But if you know somebody, you guys know me pretty well at this point, just in terms of, I'm pretty open about everything on here. If you know somebody who might be interested in an opportunity like that, feel free to, let me know or send them my way. Because like I said, I haven't made any final decisions on anything, but that is something that is going to be absolutely happening in June. So I guess this is also a PSA, like if you have thought about working with me in the past, and you've been kind of kicking the can down the road, now's a good time to jump on that. So yeah, absolutely. So, hey John, how's it going, man? I appreciate you, dude. For showing up today. How's it going, man? How's it going? Kicking ass, man. John's got a show coming up here in a couple of weeks. It's not too far off now. We're getting ready for it. It's crazy, dude. I'm so fucking proud of you, by the way. Like, so proud of you. Anyways, though, that's all I got for you guys today. That's my live. I just kind of went on that little tangent, but that's all I really had for you. But I hope that you guys had an amazing weekend, an amazing holiday. Other than that, I'm going to let you all go. But for those of you that stuck it out this long, now you know some of the things that are going to be in the works for this month of June. I've also got an ebook that's going to be coming out. Just so you guys know. And just so you guys know, I got another ebook that I'm going to be dropping. So, yeah. Kristen says, hey, am I in the safe zone? Safe zone. In terms of being able to continue to be a client? Is that what you're asking about? If so, you're absolutely in the safe zone. You're a client right now, so you're Gucci. So yeah, but other than that, yeah. So other than that, though, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And I will talk to you all later. Happy fucking Tuesday, everybody. Peace.